Good afternoon, Tim Crookall, Chairman of the Manx Utilities Authority.
So, Mr. Crookall just announced looking at two sites for potential wind farm development on the island. Just sort of, this is something Tynwald's gone down the route of. We know we're going towards renewable. There's also going to be solar panels on different government buildings across predominantly the east of the island. But it's the wind farm sites which is sort of going to be the attention grabber in this. Just tell us a bit about the two sites and how you reached that point.
So, over the last couple of years, we started off with over 50 sites, then we came down to 32, I think, in the end, that were really closely looked at, and then we came down to 3. And in the last week, we've taken one of those out now, and the two sites that we're left with are Solby and Druidale as one site, and then Erie Stane and Scards as the other site. Now, the issue we have with those, one, obviously, up at Solby there, it's quite well hidden, but it provides less wind for the turbines, whereas down at Erie Stane and the Scards, it's obviously much more visible, but actually it's much windier down there, so it's much more beneficial for the wind turbines, if you like. So we've now got that dilemma. We've still got a lot more testing to do on the ground as well, of course, so there's a lot more environmental testing to be done yet.
So just on, say, windy, and I brought this up in our briefing there, but it's going to be the stupid question I'm sure everyone's going to ask. Windy Corner, Snuff the Wind, they're in the name. Are they not viable, those sites?
They were certainly looked at, but they were taken out because there are certain things that we're now protecting by law, and Heathland and Peat is one of those, and that whole area up there is covered by those, so they were taken out quite early on. But the two sites we're looking at are in government ownership, and absolutely give us, good quality, lots of wind, and we'll do the job.
So this is quite an ambitious sort of thing in one sense from the government to get this online within the next 3 years. 3 years.
Yeah.
Is that something you believe is definitely achievable?
With a fair wind, if I can use that expression. Sorry, but it is doable. But there's a lot of tasks for us here to do still, and there are some risks. We've got to, if things look as though they're going to work out on one of those sites for us, if the environmental tests come back, we've got to start putting deposits down on turbines and things like that. But actually, we won't have had probably planning permission by that stage, so we may well end up putting deposits down and then having to change. So there is risks, but all Tynwald members have been warned about this, as has the Council of Ministers. But it's a risk that we think is absolutely worth taking. But there's a commitment there from Tynwald to deliver this by 2026, which was supported by all members, I think, and we'll do our best to deliver that.
You said about the planning. Obviously, there will be people who will oppose this on different grounds, one like because of the look of them or potential noise of them. This will go through the full planning system, though there won't be any sort of,
No, it will absolutely go. And we've talked with DEFRA and all sorts of things. We're talking with DEFRA as much as we can. They're involved with the schemes on the ground and things, and with the planners. And this will go through the whole system, for sure.
And just finally, obviously, Tynwald has pushed towards this, but don't you have a budget for this scheme? When are we likely to see that?
There is a figure that we have in our heads, but one we certainly won't put out in the public domain at this time, only because once we start doing that, when we go to the tender process, people will know. But it's what we're looking at, what we're, the contractors, when it comes to sort of doing any work or supplying the turbines, they'll have an idea of what figures we're looking at. I will absolutely have to come back to Tynwald for an overall figure in the near future, hopefully, and that will be part of the process.